everybody, it's episode 3 of Breaking Bad. It's episode 3 of Better Call Saul, and I've just thrown myself completely. Last episode we had Jimmy Saul. He came up with a scheme to get through some cases, broke down an elevator and trapped What's-Her-Face in there so they could exchange. It was a whole thing. You'd have to have seen it. I presume you have seen it. And he brought Kim to see a house that they might like to purchase in future. He seems very positive about their future, and she seems a bit, we can't afford this. What's going on these days? And in the other storyline, Nacho got close with Salamanca. He earned his respect by going on an almost suicide mission to get back some drugs from a house that was about to be raided. So Salamanca trusts him a little bit more than he did before. And now Nacho has pulled up to the side of the road and told Saul to get in the back of the car. So there's something going on there. And yeah, I think that's about it. In the last episode, I half-jokingly said that Howard was my favourite character. And it's only really because, and it is kind of half-joking, it's because he was portrayed, like at the first time we saw him, in the first episode of the first season, everybody must have thought, this guy, he's the sleazy lawyer, he's the hotshot, almost from like the 80s and 90s, like, he's going to do everything he can to screw over Jimmy, and money's the forefront of his mind, and, he's just completely that way. But it turns out he's actually one of the most morally pure people in the entire show. And he's really decent to people. And even when, Chuck was during his illness, he treated Chuck with nothing but respect, and, offering generous payouts, and, he's taken Chuck's death really hard and blames himself, and Jimmy has let him blame himself. And even when he was, mad at Kim in one of those seasons, he was still good to her, It's hard to think of a storyline where he was the bad guy, even though he was set up from the start like he was the bad guy. So I found that funny. Now maybe in this season he'll be a complete jerk, and I'll have to reverse course on that. But Howard is the character that surprised me the most throughout the seasons. Just because he seems like a good guy, And I think especially in like the first season, he silently took the blame for Chuck's actions. When Chuck didn't want Jimmy as part of the company, Howard took it upon himself to be the one to say it, Sorry, Jimmy, you can't do this, you can't do that. So very kind of loyal and, I don't know, good guy so far. So let's get into episode 3 and see what we have in store this week. Ooh. Huh. Well, the ice cream's just laying there. May as well make use of it. It's funny, they probably got like actual ants to do this. It's like a nature documentary. Ooh. Some music to make him feel comfortable. This Salamanca? The better a mood he is in, the scarier he is.
Can I talk? I'll talk.
Saul has to talk.
After all was said and done, you did walk out a free man. There, but
It's not about that.
path to justice
Maybe it's about Crazy 8.
Rarely.
You had business with my cousin, Tukum.
Your cousin makes quite an impression. You know, he has a huge heart and a serious passion for justice.
He's got a temper, huh? You know, Tuko told me about you. You're the guy with a mouth. Yeah, we got a legal problem.
Crazy 8.
We need our friend to tell the cops some things. We want him to say exactly what we tell him. No more, no less. We send you in there. You tell
Makes
them
sense.
how to do it, and they can't listen.
Warn you that my rates have gone up. So going this way could be expensive. It's like 7,000, 925.
Done?
Sure.
I just happen to have it here. There you go. Should have asked for more.
Let's make it 8.
He thought that would dissuade them. I'm not sure what he was thinking. But... Now, Mike had a bit of a meltdown in the last episode. Hey, fellas. Just walking by. No?
Gramps, where you going?
You picked the wrong guy.
Hold up, Gramps.
Ooh! Even when he's drunk, he's dangerous.
So?
See, next time they'll have weapons. He might have started something, or he might have finished something.
Hey. Hey.
Want to see another house?
Thanks.
I feel like that's gonna...
To justice. Financially speaking, Saul Goodman just had his best day yet. Ka-ching.
$8,000? Not bad.
Good for Saul. I better prep for tomorrow.
Right. Go get him, Tiger.
The bottles arrived. Well, this is one way to solve a Rubik's Cube. You take all the pieces out, and then you put them back together one by one. Hello?
Yeah.
Who is this?
His father. ¿Puedo pasar?
We can talk out here.
¿No te importa?
It's nicer out here. What's this about, Pops?
Gutiérrez me hizo una oferta para comprar el taller.
Take it.
Me ofreció mucho más de lo que vale, incluso con el terreno.
Take it.
Fuiste tú, ¿verdad?
That's what I was thinking. Just trying to keep them safe.
¡Ni madres! Yo no voy a oír. Nice to meet you, young lady.
Yeah. I don't think he'll be seeing her again. Okay, showtime.
Who the hell are you?
Make sure nobody's watching. Nobody's listening
Your
in.
new lawyer, Lalo did. I didn't say anything. How are you at memorization?
Just memorize everything there. Say only that and nothing else. New Mexico.
Excuse me?
Hey, don't cut a line.
Hey, Marina.
Whoa!
How's the boy?
Whoa!
Good, Hank.
He's what, third base?
Catcher.
Catcher.
Hey, Steve.
Hey! Gummy!
Let me ask you something. Ketchup? Soy sauce? As the clock literally strikes midnight, Marie hands me a full hefty bag and pushes me out to the trash cans. Let's get this circle jerk over with.
This is the best thing ever. Forget about the rest of the episode. This is all that matters. I didn't know anything.
Alrighty.
Just say what you memorized.
Bingo. Wow me. Make my tiny eyes grow wide with delight.
What if I know where there's $500,000 in drug money?
Woo!
What if?
If that's true, things can go well for you.
This is to undermine
Where the drugs come from.
Gus.
Silence! Were you talking to them?
Whoop.
Were you talking to my client without his lawyer present? Saul Goodman.
It's all good, man. Really? Come on, that's your name?
Zip it. Okay, nobody's talking to you.
No, he wants to talk to us.
This is all part of the
He's
plan.
confused, okay? He was dropped on his head as a child.
I want to talk. I feel like my chain is being jerked, and not in a good way.
Ooh.
There's no half mil. Never was.
What if we say it's contingent?
Contingent? On what?
Mr. Molina will stay in custody while you verify his very specific, limited information. Okay, now how can you say no to that? That is a win-win for you guys. Good.
Start talking.
Word of warning, he's very unpleasant.
Oh, good. It's a house in the middle of nowhere. It looks like it could be in the suburbs, but it's like they just took it out and just
My name is Joe.
planted it somewhere in the middle of the desert.
May I come in?
Stay right where you at.
Oh, he's just going to talk to her from inside while she stays outside. Continue.
Your lease stipulates that the property owner can buy you out at any time. So as a gesture of goodwill, Mesa Verde has just increased your buyout to $18,000.
$18,000?
That's right.
I bet you with that I could buy a big old mansion and a swimming pool.
Mr. Act.
Just to finish it off, why don't you give me a swift kick in the balls?
That's not necessary.
You people are all the same. Come out here in your fancy suit. N.O. No! Call
Can they
center.
forcibly move him?
You're one of those people that give a little money to charity every month so you can make up for all the bad that you've done. You go to a soup kitchen. I don't know how in the world you sleep at night.
Maybe Kim will just give up lawyering. Maybe that's the end of her arc.
The $18,000? Guess what? It's off the table. Tomorrow, you come to your senses, you'll get 10.
This Salamanca feels like this is his personality. Having fun. Dangerous.
Woohoo! You hear that?
So? Yeah, so it went just like you wanted. Assuming the dead drops are a real thing, feds are going to be on them. They're gunning for arrests. Okay. Oh, and
Okay.
your guy is now a confidential informant. Put it this way, you now have a hotline to the DEA.
You can feed them any
And not
information
just
you
now,
want.
anytime. So you're going to have to find a different attorney for future endeavors because my schedule is just very, very tight.
You'll make time.
You thought Tuco was bad? This guy will eat you for breakfast. With a smile on his face. Eyes on the road, Kim. I feel like she's on a very small emotional wire right now.
It's Kim Wexler again. I'd really like another word with you. Can we start over? I found some houses I think you might like.
She's trying to do a nice thing for
This
him.
one's on half an acre. I know moving's a big deal. I'd like to help you out with that myself, if that's all right with you.
No, defensive posture.
You're right. I can't pretend to understand what you're going through. When I was little, my mother used to shake me awake in the middle of the night, yelling it was time to go. She was always one step ahead of the landlord. Run outside in my pajamas and bare feet. Sometimes it was so cold, my toes turned blue.
Is that true?
If we'd had a house, I never would have wanted to leave.
You'll say anything to get what you want, won't you?
Whew. That's what I like about this show. Never quite goes the way you expect it to go. She gave him the speech and it just didn't work. Hey Gus, do you know about all this? Did Nacho tell you?
When was this? Today.
What are we
What are you
doing?
doing? Shutting him down. Put it away.
We need... Okay. He needs...
You want to leave the money for the feds?
Yeah. He doesn't want them to know that he knows.
There's no...
He has to weigh his assets.
The dead drops remain.
This is about more than just cash. Things are flipped. Careful, there might be another beer bottle about to go. This one might go flying. How was your day? Okay, I was kind of right. They set it up earlier, and they didn't pay it off, but now they're indulging. You know, for all my predictions of Kim and Jimmy breaking up, you kind of don't want to see it, because they they support each other when things are tough. Okay, that was episode 3 of Better Call Saul. I had no idea Hanky Gomi were going to be in it. Like, for years, people have been like, you know, I wonder if I'll ever see any of the Breaking Bad people in the show. And there's been, you know, no real... I haven't really been paying attention, so... this was probably announced months ago. People probably knew about it, but I just didn't come to me. Didn't reach my sphere of knowledge, which is great. So they could just... Now I'm expecting everybody to be... I'm like, oh, okay then. Now they've opened the doors. Now I want Marie. Now I want Jesse. Now I want Walt. Now I want Skinny Pete and Badger and... Oh, what was his name? Ooh. No, it's not coming to me. Yeah, get them all in there. The guy with the eyebrows, get him in. Anyway, that part aside, that part was like its own little nostalgic, cool little thing, and they're probably just in that episode. But apart from that, the rest of the episode was great, like really interesting, and Saul in an awkward position with Salamanca, trying to talk to him, try to talk his way out of maybe working there, and just not being able to wriggle out because Salamanca's too much of a... He's not impulsive like Tuco. He's not going to run his mouth and then change his mind because somebody says something else. He's very... He's too... You know what Salamanca's like. He's too much... He's like a smothering influence on everything. With, you know, he's pleasant on the surface, but total control underneath. Nobody's wiggling out from that. Mike was barely in the episode. Just got drunk and foiled his own mugging. Kim went through the ringer. The guy, when he was talking to her about her, you know, about her rich girl life and how she probably volunteers just to make herself feel like she's a good person. And then she goes back to him. You know, she's like, I'm going to prove this guy wrong. I'm going to be really decent to him. I'm going to show him all these houses that he could get. I'm going to help him. He'll see that I'm not the way he's portrayed me. And then he just shut her down. He just closed the door on her. He was like, you will say anything. So, yeah, that really deflated her to the point where she was just chucking those beer bottles at the end. It's a really... Yeah, there's not many shows like this on TV. And lots of long, quietly paced scenes. And a lot of emotional depth behind people's actions. So I'm not eloquent enough to describe it. I'm not going to do a thesis on, you know, why Better Call Saul is a good show. And it's funny, I said at the start it was Breaking Bad, and then Hank and Omi. So, yeah, that's funny. So, next week will be episode 4, and I hope you'll join me then for another good episode. And we'll see how the plot wriggles its way forward. The Gus Salamanca battle, it's like a chess game. Who knows what? Nacho's in the middle, passing information one way. And Gus is like, okay, we can't do anything with this information because then our source of information will get... Salamanca will just kill Nacho. So, yeah. So, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!